Hello and welcome to another Conscious Libre tarot reading. This is going to be the celebrity and non-celebrity dynamic, and this is video number 10. As they've been so popular, I'm going to carry on going past 10 and I'll just make the series open-ended. So can I have some cards for thank you, people in this celebrity and non-celebrity dynamic to help them through with any current issues or queries that they may have for same soul connections. Okay, can I have one more? Right. So we have the Three of Pentacles. Justice, great. Foundation is done. Balancing. Right, so this is a foundation that's now been dealt with. And as this foundation is now down, that is balancing out this fear. Or it could be that there's a sense of, well, I've got this already worked out now and I'm in balance with it and accepting, so where is this fear coming from? There doesn't always have to be a case for there to feel fear. It could be just general fear of the unknown, or it could be a held on fear that's coming out that seemingly has absolutely no relation to what's going on with you. It could even be the other person's, depending on how it feels. So let's have a look at this foundation. Ooh. Blindly building a foundation. This one I understand. A majority of same soul connections, you are building up. The connection itself is like the scaffold, and the process is what you're going through of the actual building. And often this is done blind because we never know the full picture. We never know where it's going to turn out, what's going to happen, so we're building blind. And with building blind, there's always the worry that there's something we've missed out, there's something not quite gone right, something doesn't quite seem right, or you're building without blueprints, so you don't even know if you're building, you don't even know what you're building. That's what this is, but there's some sort of justice coming about around it. So at the moment, this is saying, don't worry. Yep, don't worry, have faith. That's perfect. Don't worry, have faith. As long as you, even if you can only see the next step ahead, as long as you take that step that you can see and you carry on doing that, it will work out fine. So this seems like there's a lot of progress being made, good progress, but there's also fear with that. He's looking at these pentacles and he's examining them and studying them, trying to find out. Which, when we get to the Three of Pentacles, now we have a foundation, we can begin to see what's happening as something, this has now taken shape. We've got the foundation down, we can see the size of it, what shape it might be, so we're starting to get some information in. That's good. Fear. The fear in the process. Will it work out? I don't know how to do this. I don't know what I'm making. Problem solving. That's what that is, problem solving. How can you solve a problem if you don't know what the problem is? How can you solve a problem if you don't know the context? Often, the problem itself doesn't house the context. That's just the trigger. So you need to look back in yourself at what was triggered rather than looking at the problem itself. Like, if I had a pot of milk and I accidentally spilled it, the milk on the floor isn't the problem. The problem was me hitting it. So, in this case, the trigger was me hitting the pan that made it fall over. Therefore, what made me hit it? What was I doing? What was I thinking? What made me turn round? That's where you need to focus it. That was a real random metaphor, but that's the best I could come up with. So you need to look at what it is that made you take that action to start with. This seems very specific, so it hopefully should be clear I'm hoping that you'll understand what I mean, because it feels like it should be really clear, like, oh yeah, I did that, this happened. So you understand the flow of events. And just even that understanding of the events can bring a lot of relief. But there's something very specific here. Ooh. Ooh. Lovers and the Nine of Cups. Something very specific. Could be about the dreams. What it is that you want. Is this going to lead to what it is that I want? So then you've got to really ask yourself, what is it that you do want? Where is it that you think this is going to go? What is it you want to get out of this? Are you working towards a dream, a desire? Is what you're building following that dream desire? Does it look similar? Is it the right shape? Is it the same shape? It could be that you need to alter what it is you're doing, or it could be you need to alter what it is that you think you're doing. It could be that what you're building isn't matching what it is you want or desire at all, and that can be either way. Either you need to change your want and desire because it's not in harmony with what's actually going on, or it can be the other way around. And that is a particular focus. I don't know if it's a focus for everyone, but that is a definite focus. And I want to say on the other side now. Oh, that's nice. An Ace of Swords and an Ace of Cups. Now, this I want to say as being on the other side. There's those two, and then there's these two. Realization, an awakening, a heart awakening, new emotion. Yeah, it could be that there are these new things here waiting. But there's a bit of something going on here. Those two of coins, sorry. There needs to be a bit of moving around, a bit of rebalancing between the desire and what is foreseen, what is wanted versus what's actually happening. So it could be there's a bit of daydreaming or fantasy going on, and trying to use this same soul connection as a means to getting the dream of what's wanted. And that would be a case of it not being a connection at all, or not the connection that you want it to be. And there's figuring out which one of those two. Is it a connection, or is it just because you want it to be a connection? Either way, there is no right and wrong, good or bad answer here. Either way, when you find out the truth, that is ultimately going to be the best for you. Either way, if it's going to be. Whether it's a connection, that's going to be the truth, that's going to be great, you're going to move forward and progress. If it just turns out it was just a desire or a fantasy, and you realise that is great as well, because that is a realisation you are going to be able to move forward from that into something more real, something that is actually going to become. So either way, there is no wrong answer. I want to pull two more cards for the middle. Confusion, questioning. With an empty cup. These are pretty much like this. The desires, the goals, the dreams, even the fears. This is definitely for someone who is questioning if this is a same soul connection, regardless of the type of same soul connection, or whether it's just a catalyst, or whether it's even just an obsession, or if they may be projecting their awareness of an actual connection onto someone else. That's what that is about. You need to empty those cups and then just see what is actually there and what is actually happening. That shouldn't go there, that should go there. Empty those cups and see what's actually there and what's actually happening with the connection, what's been going on, and then have a look at yourself and then weigh the two up. And hopefully then you'll see what's really there and what's really going on. Let's have some. I keep forgetting. I've introduced using oracle cards now, and I forgot for a moment there. So let's have one of these. If you've noticed, I haven't really, I'm trying not to aim these at anyone at either side in the dynamic, because there is no sides in the dynamic really. It's just the perspective. So let's have a card. Just one card, please. Okay. Solar plexus chakra. That is a lot of yellow. It's a lovely one though. Solar plexus chakra. I take actions daily that awaken my personal power. That personal power. That is this. The personal power of sorting out your fears and dreams, of being strong enough to let them go. This is the power to be able to go through these, the strength as well, to go through these fears, these dreams, these wants, and actually having the strength to say, you know what, that's a dream of mine, but it's not really important. Or to say, that's a fear of mine. Yes, but what's to say it's actually going to happen? And have the strength to say, you know what, I think I've maybe made this craze out to be a little more than it actually is, and I've been trying to justify it, and it was nothing more than a dream. That is personal power, being able to look into yourself and to admit what it is that's going on, and then actually have that power to change it and be willing to change it for the right reasons, not with any hidden meanings or hidden agendas. That is personal power. So this is all about personal power. I said that this isn't for any either side, the celebrity or the non, as it's just a perspective dynamic. There isn't actually any sides in this. Though on the celebrity side, I think this has a similar meaning, but there's a slightly different take on it. I'm not sure what that is yet. It would be good here if I did a side for the celebrity and a non-celebrity. These are generally aimed towards the non-celebrity, because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I take this as usually being the non-celebrity that are watching these. If I'm wrong and any one on the opposite side of that would like me to do a more celebrity orientated reading for the celebrity side, I will do that. Otherwise, these are more geared at the non-celebrity side. But still, I hope there's something there for everyone.